Hey, what's going on, everyone? So this past weekend, I completed a photo shoot where I lost 35 pounds and 6 inches on my waist over the past few months in order to get down to single digit body fat for this shoot. And I've had a lot of people ask me, what are the diet and workout plans that you followed in order to get there? And today I want to walk you through exactly what I did from a diet standpoint and from a workout standpoint to lead up to the photo shoot. And for those who don't know who I am, my name is Luke Briggs. I'm the owner of the Total Life Fitness Academy, where we specialize in helping parents and busy professionals lose body fat, build muscle, and have more energy. I've been a coach since 2012, and I've worked with nearly 3,000 clients. So in June of 2021, I did my last photo shoot. And prior to that, I hadn't done anything since October of 2016 in terms of like cutting down for something. I did my first physique show and only physique show to this point in October 2016. Did a photo shoot the next day. Then I didn't do any photo shoots or anything until June 2021. Then the last 2 years have basically been setting me up to build back up to this photo shoot. So I lost 21 pounds leading up to my June 2021 photo shoot. You got in really lean shape for that. Then I decided I wanted to do another photo shoot, but I wanted to be bigger the next time I did a photo shoot. So I ended up from June of 2021 to October 2022 gaining 50 pounds. So I went from 157 pounds to 207 pounds. And granted, that's 157 pounds, like very lean body fat, like probably 3 to 5% body fat. So I did a bulking phase and I didn't gain all muscle, obviously. I gained some body fat in the process. But the reason why I did that is because next time I cut back down, I wanted to be bigger. So then what I did was from October 2022 to June of 2023. So basically over, what was that, 7.5 months, because I did it June 3rd was the date of my photo shoot. I lost 35 pounds, 6 inches on my waist. I did another photo shoot. I did no cardio leading up to it, and I trained fewer than 4 hours per week. So what did I do to lose 35 pounds? I did 4 strength workouts per week. I followed a macronutrient-based nutrition plan, proteins, carbs, and fats. And I did 8 to 12,000 steps per day, depending on where I was at in my peak. Earlier on in my peak, I did more like 8,000 steps a day. Later on in my peak, I did 12,000 steps in a day, which in order to get that, I definitely needed to go for a 30-minute walk every morning, got in about 3,500 steps that way, and then usually went on a secondary walk at some point during the day because I'm very sedentary during the day. And I did no cardio in the process. I think that's a misconception that you need to do a lot of cardio in order to get shredded or get lean. So the question that I want to answer again for everyone is, what workout and nutrition plan did I follow to lose 35 pounds and 6 inches on my waist with no cardio? So first, let's go through the workout plan. So I worked out 4 days per week strength training. I did Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Wednesday, I just did a walk and was just active on that day. So Monday, I always do chest and back. Tuesday, I do legs. Thursday, I do arms and shoulders. Friday, I do chest and back. So I just do legs once a week because right now I don't really care how big my legs are, because in a photo shoot, no one sees my legs anyways. I'm just wearing shorts. So for me, that's not really as big a deal. If your goal is to grow your legs a little bit more, then you might want to train them multiple times per week. So the reason why I have this schedule, I don't work out on weekends, is because I have a family, I have a wife and 2 kids, 5 and under. So for me, I want to make sure that on the weekends when we're inevitably going to have stuff come up, I don't have a workout already scheduled on those days. Every once in a while, I'll do like a one-off workout on the weekend. Like, for example, a couple weeks ago, I had like an all-day golf outing on a Monday. So I worked out on Sunday instead. On the day before Memorial Day, we were going to be gone on Memorial Day, and I had some other stuff to do on that Monday. So I ended up working out on Sunday as well. So Mondays, I will do chest and back. So I do 5 exercises per workout. I do 3 back and 2 chest because I want to build up my back a little bit more. It can help me get wider. So I start generally with like a straight arm pull down. I do 2 warm-up sets, 3 working sets at my top weight, 12 to 15 reps. Like pretty much what I do throughout the week is generally in like the 12 to 15 rep range for most exercises. Just for me personally, that's where I feel like I am most comfortable. My goal is muscle hypertrophy, muscle growth. So I don't care about strength, doing like, 3 reps, 5 reps. I like 12 to 15 reps because I can rest like 45 seconds and then go again. Whereas if I'm doing like 5 reps of something, I'm going really heavy and really hard, I need to wait like 3 to 5 minutes between sets, and I want efficiency. I want to get as much volume in minimal time. So that's why I like to stick to like that rep range. Most beginners are probably going to be in like the 8 to 12 rep range. As you become more advanced, you need to understand like how to contract your muscles, how to control the weight, how to, actually have good hard working sets. So 12 to 15 reps isn't like easier than 3 to 5 reps. It's just different. So then what I'll do is I'll do a seated row variation. Again, I do like 2 warm-up sets, 3 working sets on my top weight, 12 to 15 reps. Then I'll do a lat pull down. I'll do 2 warm-up sets and then 3 working sets at the top weight of the lat pull down. I do Monday, Friday, chest and back. So like Monday, I might do overhand lat pull down. Friday, I might do underhand or neutral grip. I'll vary it up. And then next, I'll move into the chest for the last couple exercises. So I'll do like a cable pec fly, 1 warm-up set, 3 working sets at my top weight. So for example, like let's say I'm going up to, I'm doing like cable pec fly and I'm going up to like 30 pounds. I might do a warm-up set at like 15 or 20 pounds, then do my working sets at 30 pounds. Then machine chest press. I like to do like a horizontal chest press. 2 warm-up sets, 3 working sets at the top weight. As you can tell, I do a lot of like machines and cables just because I like those. They're easy. The weights are easy to change out. I can really control the range of motion pretty well. It's very safe because I understand how to use the machines. So this is, again, just what works for me. Then I'll do 12 to 15 reps of that. Then Tuesday, I do legs. So I do 4 leg exercises. I will start with a hamstring exercise to warm up my knee joint before I do any sort of squatting or leg press variation. So I'll start with lying leg curl, 2 to 3 warm-up sets, 3 working sets at my top weight, 12 to 15 reps. Then I'll do leg press or a squatting variation. I like leg press just because, it feels good on my back and knees. I'll do 2 warm-up sets, 3 working sets at my top weight. Leg extension, I'll do some sort of burnout set. Sometimes I'll do like rear foot elevated split squat or something like that to hit the quads as well. Leg extensions I like because I can just burn them out. They feel good on my joints. So 2 warm-up sets, 3 working sets at my top weight, 12 to 15 reps. And then I finish with a burnout set of glutes, usually either glute bridges, hip thrusts, or back extension. Sometimes I'll use like barbell hip thrusts. Sometimes I'll use back extensions. I kind of vary it. I do 1 extended set of 2 minutes long. So I just rest as needed, no longer than 5 to 10 seconds at a time. So basically I'll just do as many reps as I can. And then I'll intentionally pick a weight I can probably do at least 20 reps with. Then I'll rest and then I'll go again. And then I'll rest and I'll go again until 2 minutes hits. Then on Thursday, I will do shoulders and arms. So I'll do 5 exercises. I start with shoulders, and I did that this morning. I'm recording this on a Thursday. I do 2 warm-up sets, 3 working sets, 15 to 20 reps. So this morning I did actually cable lateral raises. I actually did single arm cable lateral raises this morning, but I do some sort of lateral raise to hit the lateral head of my shoulders. Then I'll do an overhead press variation for the second exercise. I'll do like machine overhead press. This morning I did seated Arnold press. 1 warm-up set, 3 working sets of my top weight, 12 to 15 reps. Then I'll do bent over rear delt raise or machine delt raise or rear delt raise or something like that. I'll do 1 warm-up set, 3 working sets of my top weight, 15 to 20 reps, focus on the contractions, squeezing my back muscles. Then for arms, So for me personally, I don't like to go heavy on the arms. I like to do a lot of reps on arms where I just really feel the burn. So like, for example, this morning I did a superset with cable bicep curl and cable tricep press down, or actually rope tricep press down. And what I did was I would do two like bigger sets. So basically I count this as one set. So I'll start with a weight on the cable bicep curl that I can do for 20 reps. Then I'll rest 5 seconds. Then I'll do 16 reps. I'll lower the weight a bit. Then I'll rest 5 seconds. Then I'll do 12 reps, rest, 8 reps, rest, and then 5 reps on the last set. You might be thinking, well, why aren't you doing 4 reps? I just like to always do one more rep on the last set. So I do 5 reps. Then I go to tricep press downs right away and do the same exact pyramid scheme like I just did on the bicep curls. So I'll do 20, 16, 12, 8, and 5. Then I'll rest a couple minutes and I'll do one more bigger set of biceps and triceps. When I'm resting, I'll make sure I keep the tension on my biceps so that I feel a big burn. And then that is just takes like 10, 15 minutes and then I've burned out my bis and tris for the day. So that's at least what I'm doing now and what I feel good doing versus doing anytime I do like super heavy weights on like triceps or biceps, it kind of irritates my elbow because I start compensating. So I just like to do lighter weights, more tension, higher reps. So Friday, I do chest and back. So I'll start with like a pec deck or like a machine pec fly. So I'll do, one warm-up set, 3 working sets of my top weight, again, 12 to 15 reps. Then dumbbell bench press, I'll do second, 2 warm-ups, 3 working sets. So for example, if I'm working up to, 60 pounds for 15 reps, I'll do like a warm-up at 20, a warm-up at 40, and then a warm-up at 60, just so I can make sure that my body is aligned properly. If I just go right into my heavy sets, it irritates my joints and I don't really have the mind muscle connection down for that exercise. So regardless of what I'm doing, even if I'm doing like a, lateral raise, or even if I'm doing like a pec fly, I always do warm-up sets to build up to that, just so I can get the mind muscle connection down. I feel the muscles working that I want to feel working, and it just feels really good. Then what I'll do is I'll shift back into rows. I'll do single arm dumbbell row. So I'll do 2 warm-up sets, 3 working sets on my top weight, 12 to 15 reps per side. Then I'll do a horizontal row. So I'll do like a machine chest supported row horizontally straight on, 1 or 2 warm-up sets, 3 working sets on my top weight, really squeeze my back muscles, 12 to 15 reps. And then I'll do like a burnout set, same rep scheme where I do like one big set of 2 minutes, resting as needed, picking a weight that I can do for about 20 reps on an underhand grip lat pull down, take no longer than 5 to 10 seconds at a time to rest, and then really just pump a lot of blood into the muscles. So that's my general training plan. So I currently don't train, as of about 8 weeks prior to my photo shoot, I did not train my abs. Like the last 6 to 8 weeks, as I got leaner, I trained my abs because I was actually lean enough for it to matter. I see so many people training their abs because they think that doing ab exercises will get them abs. It's really going to be your nutrition that's going to get you down to that leaner point. As I got leaner, I started training them, and then my abs started popping a little bit more because I could actually see them. So another note is that I always start with my weak side on a unilateral exercise. So for example, if I'm doing a single arm dumbbell row, I'll always start with my left hand because I'm right-handed. And the reason why I do that is because that way my central nervous system is the freshest, my body's the freshest. So if I have an imbalance, which we all do left to right, so first of all, side tangent, all of us have imbalances, and you're never going to be 100% balanced left versus right. Your goal is to just get closer to being more balanced than you currently are. So I do my left side first. Then on the last set of an exercise, as I was kind of explaining before, I think I got this from Ed Milet, who always said he did one more rep. He's got a well-known podcast out there, the Ed Milet Show. He's a successful businessman. he says I always do one more rep. So I've been doing that for the last, 3-4 years or so. So I'll always do 1 to 2 more reps. I have a weird thing where I always end on an odd number. I have no idea why, but to challenge myself. So on the last set of an exercise, if an exercise calls for 3 sets of 12 reps, on the last set, I'll do 13 reps. If an exercise calls for 15 reps, on the last set, I'll do 17 reps. For some reason, I can't do 16. I need to do 17. I don't know why. Maybe that's just me. So this is just the program that I've been following right now for my current goal. I have specific needs based on my training history, my injury history, where I'm at relative to my photo shoot. So my training doesn't always look like this. This was just where I am right now. So how do I execute each rep? So I use a slow negative, a slow eccentric component, which is the lowering part of the exercise. So for example, if I'm doing a leg press, I will lower the weight under control for about 3 seconds, and then I'll press the weight up explosively. Could be the same thing on a bicep curl. I'll lower the weight under control and then come up faster, making sure that I'm contracting the muscle at the top. Right now, I'm intentionally doing higher reps to increase my overall training volume in a limited time frame that I have within each workout. My goal is to get each workout done in like 45 to 60 minutes. I just don't want to spend an hour and a half working out because I have, my business and family that are priorities right now too. So I don't want to spend, 2 hours like I used to, where I, do 5 heavy sets of 5 reps of barbell exercises and, have to wait like 10 minutes between sets and, start talking to people and that kind of thing. I'm just in it to work. And then, I'll listen to a podcast. I'll listen to music while I'm doing it. And then I'll add in like extended sets on certain movements, but I wouldn't recommend if you're a beginner adding in like drop sets or extended sets or things like that. You're going to be just fine just doing the regular stuff. So again, I'm training for muscle growth right now. So I do each rep slowly, and then I focus on contracting certain muscles hard at the top of each rep. So if I were training for strength, like I were training to lift as much weight as I could on like the barbell bench press, the back squat, or the deadlift or something like that, I would go more quickly on each exercise, because in order to increase your strength, force equals mass times acceleration. Force, the amount of force that you can put out in an exercise, mass, so what's moving it, times the acceleration, which is how fast you move it. So if your goal is to lose body fat or build muscle, just remember too that nutrition and recovery are really important as well. So it's kind of like the 80-20 rule. Like you're probably gonna get like 80% of your results from nutrition, but training can be important as well. So I wanted to touch on that too. Next, I want to go through my diet plan or my nutrition plan. So first, I'm going to share my peak week diet. So this was the week leading up to my photo shoot. This was put together by my coach. I didn't create this myself, but this is literally exactly what I ate. So this is the exact portions that I ate Sunday through Tuesday. I had 5 meals a day. My first meal of the day was 5 egg whites, 2 caramel rice cakes, 24 grams of almond butter. I would just put that right on the rice cakes, and then an 1/8 teaspoon of sea salt. I didn't honestly measure that out exactly. I kind of just did a pinch of sea salt, and that worked well for me. Then I did 5.5 ounces of cooked chicken breast, 130 grams of cooked sweet potato, 3 ounces of cooked zucchini, and then a little bit more sea salt. Meal 3, 5.5 ounces of cooked chicken breast, 75 grams cooked asparagus, 100 grams of cooked sweet potato, a pinch of sea salt. Meal 4, I didn't have any carbs. I just did the chicken breast, 5.5 ounces, and the 3 ounces of cooked zucchini. So I basically just alternated between zucchini and asparagus. And then meal 5, the last meal of the day, I did 5.5 ounces of top round steak, 75 grams of cooked asparagus, 3 caramel rice cakes again, and then 20 grams of almond butter. As I went through the week, I loaded up on carbs a little bit more so I could kind of fill out for my photo shoot. This was just what I did earlier in the week. And then again, it was the exact same foods that I had throughout the week. I just varied the portions that I had for each thing based on where I was at my peak. And then I also drank about 150 ounces of water per day, which I definitely had to go to the bathroom a lot more, because one thing that I'm always working on improving is getting more water in. All right. So now I want to go through what my diet looked like probably a couple months out. So my daily routine is that I wake up at 5 a.m., I weigh myself, then I'll go downstairs, I'll drink a tall glass of water. Then I go for like a 30-minute walk right now, just because I need to get a lot of steps in. Then I will work for like another hour or so, depending on when my kids get up. Then what I'll do is I'll get my kids ready. While I'm getting my kids ready for the day, while they're eating breakfast, I'll prep my food for the day so that I have some stuff ready for the day. I kind of do like daily meal prep. Then I'll work out for an hour from like 9 to 10. Then from like 10 to 10:30, I shower and eat. Then from 10:30 to like 5 or 6 p.m., I'll work. I'll take a lunch break in there. And then from like 5 or 6 on, I'll just hang out with family. I'll eat. I'm a driven person, so sometimes I'll work a little bit as well, but that's just me. So I know what you're thinking, but Luke, this schedule won't work for me. I get that. So this is just what works for me and how I structure my day right now. I'm not saying this is what you need to do. I'm simply stating this is what I do and this is what has worked for me. And I'm always modifying my schedule based on what I have going on. Do whatever works best for you and your schedule. So foods that I prep each morning, or that I was a couple months leading out, and now obviously the foods have changed a little bit, but basically I do 2 meal delivery service meals per day from Icon Meals. That's the meal delivery service that I use. I have no affiliation with them, but they're good. So I had like a breakfast burrito for quite a while. Sticky white rice. I got that from Costco because that's super simple to make. Sprouted whole grain bread, black beans. Those you don't have to prep at all. Again, my calories were like higher at this time, so that's why I had a little bit more flexibility with this stuff. I would have more filling foods if my calories were lower. And then I did plain fat-free Greek yogurt, which I still have as well. So again, while my kids are eating breakfast, I spend like 10, 15 minutes preparing my meals for the day. Again, I choose mostly foods that I don't really need to cook. I can just heat them up, like oats or oatmeal. The only thing I really cook right now is egg whites. So again, I choose to have a meal delivery service meals just because that's what I choose to invest my money in. I like to buy back my time, so I choose to do that. You don't have to do that. That's just what I personally do. Previously, even after I had kids, I was still meal prepping as well. On a Saturday or Sunday, I would spend, maybe an hour or two prepping things like chicken breast, tilapia, 93.7 ground beef, 93.7 ground turkey. I measured all these uncooked. So I always measure my meats uncooked, because the more you cook them, the more they're going to shrink, and it's going to be inconsistent, the variable. So I just make sure the variable is always the same and measure these foods raw or uncooked. And then I put them into 4 to 8 ounce increments, and then I store them in the fridge or freezer until I need them during the week. Then, I'll heat up my breakfast burrito, my sticky white rice in the microwave. I'll put them on a plate. I'll put aluminum foil over the plate to cover them, store them in the refrigerator, and then I already have my post-workout meal ready to go. I'll literally measure out the bread or the oats or whatever it is that I'm having, and then those will just be ready to go when I need them during the day. And then I use like Tupperware, glassware containers. I'll measure out, if I'm having black beans or oats or whatever, Greek yogurt, I'll measure it out right on the food scale right then. And then I like to add to things Crystal Light packets. I got this from an entrepreneur I follow who creates like these protein bombs every day, where he puts a bunch of Greek yogurt, puts Crystal Light packets in them for flavor, and gets a lot of protein in them. So that's what I do every day. Then I just pull these out later in the day, heat up the black beans in the microwave before eating them, or whatever it is that I'm eating. So I eat my first meal around 10 a.m., even though I get up at 5 a.m. So I don't intentionally do intermittent fasting. It's just what I prefer with my schedule. Like, I personally don't find that I need to eat anything before I train, but I've also been doing that for years. Do what works for you. That's just what I personally do. So breakfast, around 10 a.m., I'll have my meal, like sticky white rice bowl, bread or oats, depending on my carb content. Then I'll have a scoop of protein powder. lunch, then I'll have my second meal delivery service meal. Right now for me, that's like, turkey burgers and turkey sliders and sweet potatoes. And then I'll have the fat-free Greek yogurt plain and add the Crystal Light packet into it. Then I will have, either depending on how much protein I have, I'll either have the second protein powder in water right then, or I'll wait till later in the day. And then at night, right now I have like 5 to 8 egg whites, depending on the day. And then I'll have whey protein. And then if I have any other carbs left over, I'll have those as well. I just kind of rotate in different things, like rice cakes. I was just finishing up those, or I'll have some other things as well. So again, these are just foods that I personally eat. I'm in no way saying like, if you eat these foods, you're going to achieve my body composition. So the amounts of food are going to depend on you, right? So like, those are just the foods I eat. The portions of foods is what transforms your body. So again, your body likely has different needs than I do as far as calorie intake, food tolerances, other things. So discipline, focus, and environment are also important. My calorie needs continue to change as my coach makes adjustments, as my body adjusts. And then, my metabolism will adapt depending on if I'm dieting or bulking. I personally like to eat virtually the same thing every day. I just like that because then I don't need to make too many decisions during the week on what I'm going to have. I don't really focus on meal timing either. I just focus on hitting my caloric intake throughout the day. Right now, I just got done prepping. When I'm prepping, I don't eat out at all, especially the last several months, because when I'm at a restaurant, I can't measure out the exact foods. When I'm at a restaurant, it's all estimates anyways. It's not going to be exact. So I just bring my own food. For when I am generally eating out at someone else's house, I will just look at what my calorie budget is for the day. Let's say it's 2,500 calories. I'll look at what my protein budget is for the day. Let's say for me right now, it's 235 calories. 235 grams of protein. So what I'll do is I will just basically reverse engineer the day. Just think, what are we going to be having later? If we're going to someone else's house, we're going to a restaurant, and then I'll just, pre-log everything in MyFitnessPal and make sure that I know what I'm going to do. So then if I know I'm going to have 1,500 calories later in the day, I'll just have 1,000 calories before I go out. That adds up to 2,500 calories. So again, that's just what works for me. Do what works for you. Couple notes on the implementation. So I automate the process for myself. I make it as simple as possible. I eat fairly similar things each day. I work out at about the same time. I schedule my workouts in my calendar like an appointment. I get foods that are easy to prepare. I eliminate things in my life that don't align with my main goals. I don't say yes to, all these invites out with friends or things like that when I'm hyper focused on a goal. And I just follow my coach's plan and I don't deviate. And that's what I do. And that's what keeps it simple for me. And how I'm able to get the results that I do is my mindset and focus around it and the habits that I build. So that's a general overview of what I do and the exact workouts and diet plan that I follow in general and that I did follow leading up to the photo shoot. As I stated, I did no cardio leading up to it, and I was absolutely fine. I just created a calorie deficit for myself and then followed that plan. So if this resonates with you and you want more content just like this, I have a free Facebook group called the Total Life Fitness Community for Busy Working Moms. And if you would like to join that group, in the show notes, there is a link to join it. When you join it, you will get our free 7-day summer shred meal plan for moms who want to lose 10 to 20 pounds for the summer. Regardless of when you're listening to this, you can still get access to this, even if you're listening to this months or years later. All you have to do is just join the link, and we will welcome you in and give you tons of other free content and good stuff. So hopefully this has been helpful, and we will chat soon.